To keep you updated on the capital and financial markets, here is a recap of what happened.
Quantitative and systematic approaches to investing have long promised to render human involvement obsolete. Now the advent of artificial intelligence threatens to remove humans from stock picking once and for all. Yet long-suffering active fund managers can take heart. The history of the industry and the indeed nature of markets suggests it isn't going to happen. The combination of humdrum returns and the availability of low-cost funds which passively track market indices means active fund managers' entourage of salespeople and professional explainers often gets a bad rap. Yet when done right, client servicing adds genuine value and so is not going to disappear. Clients are no less vulnerable to making terrible decisions in a panic than portfolio managers. Good client servicing helps iron out information asymmetries and ensure that cool heads prevail. By comparison, black box AI models make fraudster Bernie Madoff. Human beings who can make sense of their investment decisions for clients will therefore be more valuable, not less. When it comes to client retention, emotional intelligence will be essential to profiting from the artificial kind. The head of the International Monetary Fund warned that inflation was already picking up and the global economy could face a much worse outcome if the war in the Middle East drags into 2027 and oil prices hit around $125 per barrel. IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva said the continuation of the war meant that the global lenders' reference scenario assuming a short-lived conflict, which forecast a minor growth slowdown to 3.1% and a minor increase in prices to 4.4%, was no longer possible. This scenario, with every day that passes, is further and further behind in the rearview mirror, Georgieva said. The continuation of the war, a forecast of an oil price around or above $100 per barrel, and rising inflationary pressures meant the IMF's adverse scenario was already in effect, she said. One of the most significant shifts in our market is its changing demographic composition. Younger investors are poised to reshape the investing landscape. Over the past 5 years, they accounted for more than 50% of new retail accounts opened annually in the stock market. Today, those under 35 make up about 20% of active retail investors, approximately 490,000 out of 2.4 million active accounts, said Securities Commission Malaysia Executive Director of Islamic Capital Market Sharifatul Haniza said Ali in her keynote speech. Strong performance and sound methodology are the foundation, but they are not sufficient on their own. For fund managers that are PRS providers, the message is, let us deliver better value for members. A thriving PRS segment is good for individuals, ecosystem participants, and Malaysia's long-term retirement security. Let us continue to work closely to make this a reality. A former unit trust consultant was publicly reprimanded and barred from registration for 1 year after being found to have submitted a falsified academic certificate during the registration process. FIMM regulator stated that the individual had breached requirements relating to fitness and propriety, honesty, integrity, and the submission of accurate information. An appeal against the disciplinary action was subsequently dismissed, emphasizing that strict enforcement remains necessary to uphold professional standards, deter misconduct, and safeguard investor interests within the unit trust and private retirement scheme industry. The latest AI models pose a risk of correlated failures that could affect the financial system on a systemic level, the IMF has said, urging policymakers to prepare to deal with an inevitable breach. The fund warned that the capabilities of new AI models elevate cyber risk to a potential macrofinancial shock. The IMF's alert underlines how regulators are becoming increasingly alarmed at the potential for Anthropic's Claude Mythos and other AI models developed by US tech companies to threaten the world banking system by exposing weaknesses in lenders' cyber defenses. Read the latest issue of the e-Zine available at FIMM's official website to stay updated about what's going on in the industry. Watch the latest episode of Coffee Talk to find out about what is going on in the industry, exclusively on FIMM's official YouTube channel.
This has been the FIMM TV Weekly Recap. Be informed, stay updated. Be sure to like, share and subscribe.